Good morning. Good to be here with you. Beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. All bright and shiny. No rain. Apparently, Amaka was telling me this morning that is it going to rain or is the thunder going to strike this morning? But I looked at it and I said, we're going to have a bright day. It looks as if we only have those rainy days when some people are coming to the studio like Kemi. She likes rain. She likes rain. It's good to be here with you. It's a bumper breakfast, and I'm excited, super excited to be here with you this morning. Of course, on a Wednesday morning like this, it's a Women's Day. Today, we're going to be having a spice. So, there's going to be a man on this table, and we are coming hard for him. He really doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be sitting down on this table, and we're going to be dealing with him seriously this morning. I know with the duo of Omar Alaji and Mama Priye on the set. She even brought Priye to the set this morning, and I'm like, I wish I had a daughter that was close to.
Oh yeah.
He's
Yes,
a fine boy now. I would just don't want their daughter to marry fine boys now. You know what I'm talking about. It's good to have Omar Alaji. Omar Alaji, good morning.
Good morning. It's a colorful morning in the studio.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, the
really.
blue, the yellow, and the red.
Yeah, beautiful.
We're doing the colors.
Yes, yeah.
It's good to have you guys.
So good to see you.
You see, I'm not mentioning your name. It's intentional,
know.
so that you can get to introduce yourself.
Nobody told me she's very beautiful and she always
Oh, my name is Tommy Singh, for those who don't know.
So my name is Miriam, okay, but you can call me Flexible Mori, and I say a pleasant morning to you all this morning because Mommy Priye is going to prayerize.
Oh my God! The dress that some people wore to bumper breakfast today.
In fact,
Oh, really?
I am tripping.
There was no correlation between the Mommy Priye and the packaging. I'm telling you. I saw the Priye, but I did not see very well. The boy is a fan boy, but the
The mommy is,
the
you know, mommy.
package. Mommy, why?
You are doing well.
You are doing well. We agree with you. You are doing very well.
Yes.
Oh my God,
so-
you know, we had this joke this morning when he looked at me and said, Mom, is he fine boy? I said, where is he? He said, this is he. I said, after you have eaten all my food, when you go to visit your dad now, he will now be carrying you all over the world to pose with you.
That's it, it's a
I
fine
said, he said, did you see his post? I said, does he post? I said, oh, so if, I said, I will send you back. I will soon send you back to him so that you cannot be telling me, Mom, is he fine boy?
But it's
But
good to have you.
good to be here once again. My name is Yinka Kenny, and good to have lovely children, you know, in your midst and in the midst of everything.
Are we the lovely children?
You know, children, as in you have, you know,
Please,
you
I
have
am
them.
a children too.
Yes,
Edda,
okay,
me
are you
come
whichever
on.
way I'm a child, you have
Yes,
children.
Edda,
You
me
know.
Don't bring this one to your house. Don't that bomb, Mama. You
No,
have finished the
you know what?
You have finished the largest
She's
food
always
already.
bringing good, in fact, delicious meals.
You have to say that.
Office.
You have to say that on set.
Yes, so
Let me tell you what
so
she
that's
does.
why I'm saying it.
Let
That
me tell you
me
what she
come
does.
on.
If you want to go to a house, two things you'll be eating.
Especially the beans. I'm always
That's our best. So
celebrating.
she's Ibeji now. Ibeji ni.
In fact,
I don't understand it. Is it in the dream that you people used to wake up and see the bees?
I don't understand too.
Do you know every twin that I know love beans? I don't know how they do it.
I think it's the
really?
Orisha
Yeah.
Ibeji stuff.
Well, I wouldn't know.
Oh, yes,
I
you
really
people
don't
will say
believe
that Christianity and Islam has taken away Orisha Beji, but
No,
they
but
call it
really,
Orisha Beji
really,
and
I
beans.
do not believe it though. But then maybe for me, I feel it's a coincidence.
On your birthday, do you cook beans?
I do not. Honestly, intentionally, you know, consciously, I do not.
Okay.
So
But when
that
you were
people
growing up,
will
mommy
not say
Momsy
my
does.
mother never did. You know, the irony of it is that my mom told me that she actually became a born-again Christian on the day she gave birth to me. Yes, yes. And she took
So-
that Christianity and took it like, you know, because
I
she was
can
going to have a CS, and you know, those days, we were
It was
talking
like a
about
taboo.
Yeah, it's almost like a death sentence.
Sentence.
And she said she was now telling God, if you let me have this, let me do this, and because of all the things she had done before, you know, that day, because she said she actually never wanted the pregnancy. You know, yeah, because she had 172, had 173, now she's having 175, and everybody is like, what is it? When your husband just comes from UK, he just comes to give you
Babies.
and he goes away. So, you know, it was a lot of complications, and everybody was really, they were really afraid for her and the babies. And Fortunately, she said she had the babies, without ACS, and she said she just wham. So, our mom came with, we have to cook beans, and we were sick, both of us, and we had to cook beans. We had to cook beans. Said no, if God gave me these children,
You
will
saw
keep,
them.
you will keep these children.
Strong
Unfortunately,
faith.
we lost my twins. I think she said 6 months into our life, but then I am still here, alive, and I
Yeah.
will continue to
Ill
be
and
by the
active.
grace of God.
So
Amen.
that's the story of how we got.
So
Nkanki.
intentionally, I love beans. I eat beans almost 247. But intentionally, I do not eat it on my birthday. I do not cook it on my birthday, so people will not attach it
to the Ibeji
to
syndrome.
the Ibeji syndrome.
Hold on, your birthday is October, right?
Yeah,
I'll
loading.
I'll cook beans on your birthday.
No, I do eat beans. I have a lot of people. In fact, I had my patron for the NGO. He has a set of twins. He does this twins. Me, I will eat it, give away. I will collect it. So people do all that for twins, and they
Yeah.
come. I do, but for
I know
myself,
Yabeji does too.
for my
Where's
Amaka does
Amaka,
too. So, but she
our
has not
camera
given
woman this
me
morning.
one.
Yeah,
She has not
beans,
given you
my
beans.
Don't mind that.
She
has
used to
not-
bring a big cooler of beans on
Don't
her
mind
children's
that.
birthday.
Don't mind
No,
that.
sometimes.
So.
Let me let you into a small secret. People, mothers of twins, when they are broke, they used to cook beans for the twins.
Yes.
That one is another secret as well.
Yeah,
That's
so
a
they
secret,
say,
a
you know
very
what,
big
in my
one.
younger days
Yeah.
when I was a little kid,
They will say you have
a woman,
Osha in your house.
a
Yes.
woman,
Roti bowo.
sells bean cake, fried yam and all that. So when she's ready to sell, before selling to anybody, she'll say they should come and call me, that I should be the first person to patronize
Patronize
her.
her.
I should take money, pay, and she will give me. I was eating a lot of akara and dodo and everything every day. Free food.
Free food is good.
Every day.
Free food is very
but you
good,
see, the
though.
way people believe all those things, I just, maybe because I'm not just superstitious, I don't know. I just believe that everything is a thing of the mind. If you set your mind towards it, so be it. But in it all, it's God all the way.
God all the way. I love that. You have to give it to God.
It's
Yeah.
God all the way.
We have to. All right, let's take a look at, run through the stories that made the front page of the papers just before we take the business segment this morning. Interesting conversations coming up, so you don't want to miss any part of that. Buhari overlooks 33 trillion debt burden, 6 fresh 2 trillion naira loan. PDP economists kick as party urges NAS to probe alleged looting of loans. About 85% of matured loans are refinanced. Economists suggest you can take more when 80% of revenue goes into debt. Lagos to borrow 25 billion naira as Sanwo-Olu signs green bond market agreement. Extend military onslaught on bandits to North Central. Otom tells the federal government. Okagbare loses appeal, begins 4-year ban over banned drugs. Bandits kill soldier, kidnap Kaduna Catholic priest, Zamfara Emir. Twitter reaches out, commits to restoration plan in Nigeria. UAE tags 6 Nigerians, others as Boko Haram terrorism financiers. Finally, gunmen kill Anglican priest, set vehicles ablaze as IPOB dissociates group from violence. Day 2, I was talking about the Guardian newspaper this morning. Now, writers sit-at-home order that came from IPOB. Day 2 records full compliance in the southeast. Action paralyzes commercial activities, cripples the economy. Don't obey Monday sit-at-home order. Henceforth, IPOB spokesman apologizes for destruction's promises to repair the damages. Huriwa ask Indigo to hold Southeast governors accountable. And those are the stories on the front page of the Guardian. Meredith.
So this is from the Nation newspaper this morning, and I have battle for VAT collection shifts to Supreme Court. Also on insecurity, Buhari pushes for arms, explosives mop up. I have also on page 27, states get nod for more borrowing. Ondo arrest 180 cows. And page 5, that's very funny.
It's not funny.
It's
Amotekun.
funny too, but then
Amotekun is arresting as many people as possible.
Cows.
cows,
Yeah.
yes.
Cows.
Yeah, cows. Yeah.
We are working.
There was a time they arrested about 100.
I'm sure it's due to the open grazing.
So
Yeah.
page 5, Southern governors meet in Enugu tomorrow. Agitators take case to United Nations headquarters. President seeks approval for $4 billion Euro okay, 710 million euro to fund budget. Ex-Nasarawa governor leads APC reconciliation panel. That's on page 5 also. And finally, why federal government may not increase wages by minister. Why that?
Okay.
And that's
Well,
all.
because of the situation of the country, I suppose. All right, is that all you have in the Nation newspaper this morning?
Yes, that's
Oh,
all.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I go straight to the Punch newspaper this morning. It's coming with the lead story. Expats others carpet National Assembly as Buhari plans $4 billion, 710 million borrowings and loans will reduce poverty. That's coming from the presidency this morning. Public debts rose from 12.12 trillion naira in June 2015 to 33.11 trillion naira in March 2021. Perpetual borrowing, lawmakers working against Nigerians' interest will account for their action, says group. And above the nameplate, we have looming strike. Hold federal government responsible, ASU tells parents. Rising unemployment can wipe out Nigeria elite unsafe. That's coming from Ingige. VAT battle shifts to Supreme Court as Rivers challenge order. And beside the nameplate, we have NMA not telling federal government the truth, pursuing personal interest. That's coming from the National Association of Resident Doctors. That's I really don't get it. What's happening between the NMA and NAD now with battle of words between them? That's not a good one. All right, Minister advocates capital punishment, says gold smugglers using private jets. And we have the picture story in the Punch newspaper this morning. Indigenous nationalities protest at UN, warn against Nigeria's disintegration. And sit at home hurting. Southeast Umahi will be lament violence in Anambra and Enugu. Caleb Varsity students disappears after called threats. Father CP tackle school. Fayose may join PDP national chairman
Chairmanship race.
Fayose may join. Oh my God. Fayose may join PDP national chairmanship race. I wonder why I'm laughing.
I'm wondering too.
All right, and then we have Kogi prison attack. GGC threatens fleeing inmates with prosecution. 60 landlords desert houses as flood overwhelms Ogun community. This very sad one. And the rains are it keeps coming down on a daily basis. Assembly condemns Ogun VAT allocation bill passes second reading. That's all in the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, let's take a look at this day newspaper. This day has the banner headline: Buhari rallies banking sector support to lift Nigerians out of poverty. 15 trillion naira infra corp ready in October, says Emefiele. CBN floats Nigerian International Financial Center. Shibajo urges banks to fund housing projects. Africa Capital Works invest in Dorman Long Engineering. And VAT, Wike goes to Supreme Court. One stay of execution nullified. Ex-Unilag Council member seeks trial of VC for breach of procurement law. President seeks Senate approval for $4.179 billion, 710 million euro external loans. PDP, Buhari and APC selling Nigeria, urges National Assembly probe. Right, those are stories that made the front page of the papers this morning. Let's take this break. When we return, we're talking about business, and Kenya Dega will be giving us the business report from the Nigerian Stock Exchange and many more.
dermatologically tested Bevan Baby Diapers makes babies happy with elastic side bands, breathable external layers, barrier to help prevent leakage, and makes families happy with its affordable price.
Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. We have Kenny Adiaga with us this morning. Good morning, Kenny. How are you today?
I'm fine. Good morning, Tomisi. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How has been the business world? We're hearing quite a number of things. Dollar has risen to 550 naira to a dollar as at yesterday. And the federal government, let me just say President Mahmoud Buhari is already seeking approval for about $4.179 billion loan, about 719 or 710 million euro external loans. How are we really doing if we're borrowing this much?
Well, borrowing is not a bad thing in any way, but what it is used for is what is very critical and important. Okay. For instance, if we are borrowing that huge money, it is expected that it will be used for infrastructure development in order for us to be self-dependent and be able to produce more for exportation. But in a situation where it is borrowed to pay salary, it then means that we are borrowing we are not using it judiciously. And so that is the reason why some economists and analysts have said that there's no need borrowing that huge money when we can look inward, that is look into our capital market to raise those funds. For instance, the capital market has been asking that the federal government should look into the capital market to raise funds that will be used for infrastructural purposes, and that will reduce the cost of such loan. So it is expected, and it is better that government look back to our own economy, look back to our own market for us to for them to raise that money. And also is the fact that any country or any bank or any let's say the World Bank that want to borrow us money will be also looking at what are we using the money for, and how are we going to pay back in the events that we want to pay back, because it is not a free fund, it is a fund or a loan that must be paid back. So when you are borrowing and you are not using it judiciously, it then means that you will have problems. Having said that, I know that market analysts and market operators are looking forward to see a situation where Nigerian government will come to the market to say they want to raise funds, which they claim or they say that our market is currently deep enough for such thing, except for the fact that government is not looking at that end. You know that now that the Petroleum Act has been signed into law, Petroleum Act has been signed into law, it is expected that the likes of NNPC and other companies that are supposed to have been listed on the floor of the Nigerians, on the floor of the exchanges in Nigeria, should come right now. By the time they are listed, of course, we can raise enough fund from there, because there are so much investors who want to invest in such product or in such company, and that will give us an edge over going outside to borrow money. Having said that, let's quickly look at what the figures are saying in the market. I was just trying to send the figures so that they can capture the figures there for us. But of course, what we have shows that the investors yesterday traded 228.47 million shares, valued at 1.87 billion naira, exchanged in 3,376 deals. Largely driven by activities in the shares of Wema Bank PLC, Access Bank PLC, United Bank for Africa PLC, and Mutual Benefit Assurance PLC. For Wema Bank PLC, investors exchanged 46.76 million shares, valued at 35.97 million naira done in 54 transactions at the market closing price of 76 kobo per share. Access Bank showing 28.24 million shares worth 263.449 million naira done in 289 deals at the market closing price of 9 naira 30 kobo per share. United Bank for Africa PLC with 17.76 million shares valued at 135.1 million naira done in 170 days at the market closing price of 7 naira 65 kobo per share, and Mutual Benefit Assurance PLC with 17.24 million shares traded, worth 4.87 million naira done in 42 transactions at the market closing price of 29 kobo per share. The lowest trade stock in the market yesterday was that of Airtel Africa PLC with just 18 units of its shares being traded, valued at 12,277 naira. This was done in 3 transactions at a market closing price of 715 naira per share. The market recorded 14 gainers as against 21 losers. The gainers was led by Vitafoam PLC with 65 kobo appreciation to close at 17 naira 40 kobo. WAPCO PLC went up by 50 kobo to close at 22 naira 50 kobo. UPDC PLC was up by 15 kobo to close at 1 naira 66 kobo, and Zenith Bank PLC gained 10 kobo to close at 23 naira 80 kobo. From the losers table, we have UACN PLC topping the table with a price depreciation of 50 kobo to close at 9 naira 80 kobo. Dangote Sugar lost 30 kobo to close at 17 naira 30 kobo. African Prudentials went down by 20 kobo to close at 6 naira 10 kobo, and Orlando PLC losing 10 kobo to close at 4 naira 35 kobo. Meanwhile, the market capitalization of listed equities on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange yesterday closed at 20.278 trillion naira, as against the previous day's closing figure of 20.275 trillion naira, an appreciation of 2.54 billion naira, while the market index equally went up from 38,915.62 basis point, which it closed the previous day, to 38,920.50 basis point yesterday, an appreciation of 4.88 basis point. In the light of all that's happening in the market and expectations, the Finance Correspondent Association of Nigeria, during its 30th anniversary and 2021 AGM, will be considering financing infrastructure in Nigeria. And of course, leading the pack of those that will be speaking at the forum is the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Nigeria Infrastructure Finance, and other key stakeholders in the marketplace will be talking on how we can finance small and medium scale enterprises in order for us to continue to jumpstart our economy and make our economy to be attractive enough for investors to come in. Of course, you know that I've been saying that we have less foreign investors in our market right now. Why? Because of the insecurity that has ravaged our environment. Okay. And so if the speakers are talking on how this can be done, then investors can start looking at whether they can come into our market or not. But of course, we must do what is needful, and that is to make sure there is security, and also to ensure that loans, funds are made available at a cheaper rate, so that those who want to manufacturer can do more in terms of manufacturing, and we can be able to do more of exportation in the economy. That's much we'll take for now because of our time. Tomorrow is another day. We'll look at other areas of the market.
All right. Thank you so much, Kenny. We'll take more stories tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. We'll take this break. When we return, ranting on social media. What's your perspective to it? We come back to the studio and discuss this and more after this break.
blackbird, are you listening? Little blackbird, are you listening? I'll tell you a story of a little girl who had to grow up now. I know you put yourself in that same headspace. Insults got that crown weighing heavy on your head. You define beauty, you're a perfect creation.
Welcome back to the bumper breakfast. Of course, I did say we're talking about ranting on social media. Right or wrong? When is the right time to do it if it is right? Or maybe we shouldn't even do it at all. But the question is, the point is, a lot of people have found outlets on social media. They found their voice on social media. A lot of people that you'd rather or you've never heard of or heard from have become celebrities on social media. They've become spoken. They've become loudly heard on social media. Why exactly do we go to social media to rant? Let's take the younger before the older. Because it's the generation, our generation, like you said. All right, Miriam.
Yes, so ranting on social media.
Should it even exist? Let's start.
You know,
should we even be ranting on social media?
Positive and negative.
Okay.
So let's look at it from two different angles.
Okay.
You know, first the negative angle. You know, not everything that pops into your head should end up on social media.
Okay.
Like we have some people who have marriage crisis,
And then
relationship and all, and then it comes to social media, and you know, some people seek other people's sympathy, like just for you to pity them and all of those things. But sometimes, like you said, you rightly said, you said some people found their voices on social media. I don't want to mention names, but someone like me also, you know, on Twitter, I'm a Jagaban kind of. So, so whatever it is, I want to, you know, let the public talk about. I just put it on my Twitter handle, on my Twitter page, and let people discuss. And before you know it, people will say, what's a lokbolo? You have sense, you know, something like that. But the abuse of social media is what we are, you know, I really don't like, and that's, you know, when it comes to social media and every other thing that we actually learned from the Western world, we abuse it in this part of the world.
So basically, you're
it.
saying that ranting on social media has a positive
Yes,
and a negative
yes,
side.
a very
Now,
positive.
we're not talking about having discussions. Do you agree with that?
Well, ranting, you know, in itself is not something that is, whether on social media, you know, let's look at that word, ranting. We're not talking about discussion, having a discussion, having a talk, having, you know, bringing out a topic or something. You know, the word itself, ranting in itself
It's
not
negative.
Yes, it's negative. It's not something that I would advise, you know, people to do. Though once in a while, as human beings, you just want to let it out, and but you know, going to the social media, for me, honestly, it's a no for me. No matter what, maybe ranting, maybe for good, for bad, for whatever. For me, it's not just
You know, we have so many celebrities rant on social media, and they're making money from ranting.
Because celebrities do it doesn't make it right.
That ranting turned them to celebrities today.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make it right. For me, I wouldn't want like I always say to my children that wherever you go, remember the child of who you are, and remember that I have a name that I've built, over the years. So, and yes, to an extent, I would say that people know me, but I do not think I would want a negative publicity, because look here, people will forget, internet will not forget.
Yeah, okay, so at it from a mommy's perspective.
Okay, so let's look at it this way.
No, I just brought out the instance of the children. As in,
now, the action of writing, speaking, shouting in a loud, uncontrolled manner is what ranting is all about. Now, you're talking about ranting here, and ranting, can you rant in your writing? That's what we do on social media. In fact, some people now go to the extent of, if they have the opportunity to speak it out,
most people rant with a video.
They rant with a video, they rant with their voices, they rant with text, they do all sorts of ranting on social media. And I still go back to the how these things are done. I mean, I don't have a problem with you ranting when it comes to politics.
There's even, you see, there's even,
but there's a very
even when it comes to politics, there's you have to add some sort of decorum to the things you do. I don't know. I'm looking at it from a sophisticated, angle.
Point of view.
Yes, but because to me, see, for crying out loud, there are some things I would just not do.
And that's you.
That's you, man.
And I'm talking from a personal
point of view.
I know some people rant on the Twitter handles of these so-called politicians, and today they have a position that
so
even someone who studied really
so you're
hard
saying that people rant intentionally
to be noticed.
To be noticed.
Yes, some people, a lot of people do.
I don't want to call names.
That's what I'm saying, that for me, I would not do the negative
just to get noticed.
That's for me. I'm telling you. Maybe because
I think
there's a stage you get.
You should have a target, not just for everybody. There is a particular person you want to get his attention or attention. There are better
ways to do it. Let me what she's talking about. Let me give you the instance.
So that's what.
That's what brings about
popular comedian that the wife went to the social media to say that
is our colleague as well. Is our colleague as well? Is a journalist as well? Is a broadcaster.
Accused him of domestic violence. Now, so she later came to say that yes, she wanted to catch his attention because he wasn't picking our calls, he wasn't blah blah.
And
blah,
that's
blah.
where I come from. How do you go to social media?
That's what I'm saying. That
the ears don't forget. The internet does not forget.
Why would you do such a thing?
You spread false news about somebody just to gain attention. That doesn't make sense. And that's exactly what I think a lot of people are doing on social media as well. Okay, now when they now do it and get attention on social media, do you know people just create controversy intentionally?
Of course, yes.
And it has become business.
Some things don't really happen. We just create it sometimes. I'm just, telling you about
so that's how
what
social
it means
media
to influence. Yes. You just create stuff on social media just to get people, talking, for convo to ensue. And after then, before you know it, you're going to see this company, this social personality coming. I want to tap into that. But that thing did not originally happen.
See, there are better ways. That's what I'm saying.
This is business. There are no better ways to this.
This is business.
This is business.
You think
wow, so ranting on social media is actually a form of business.
For me, you do not, make money at the expense of other people's
sanity.
You rant without attaching your stories or whatever content you have to anybody. You just look around. I can create something with this human hair, whatever wig you're wearing, whatever color of clothes you're wearing, shoes, blah blah blah. And before you know it, youths will jump on it.
Well, so far it does not affect anybody negatively.
Yes.
It does affect
Then
people
you are not talking
negatively.
about ranting.
No, wait.
See,
no,
when we talk
you know,
about
we
ranting,
have different.
No, Miriam.
We have different.
No. Let's go back to
lecture this people.
No. Let's go back to dictionary and talk about ranting itself is negative.
No,
You
what
know,
I'm not saying.
no,
You
there are
can't
some
rant-
things that
you
are just
can't rant-
contextual. You don't have to look at it from the dictionary meaning.
No. When
no,
we're
no.
talking
But let
about
me-
ranting,
let
we're
me-
talking about ranting in
I'm
in
the one who
context
came
of
up with
ranting.
this question. So let me just clarify what I'm talking about. I know that people rant to make money on social media.
Yes.
I also know that people create content and rant about it because they
Yes.
want attention. What I'm, however, saying is influencers do these things intentionally. That's what
Yes.
you're saying.
Yes.
Both on all social media platforms. They do these things to get attention. How then do the young people get to tag? You know the interesting part? If she creates a content about wig, a young person will now go and remember that he bought wig online from
Yes.
somebody online.
Or
and then they
maybe-
will tag the person they bought the wig from and then end up making it. She started the issue. It was just an open
So
conversation.
someone would tag another
I
person.
will now tag you.
You bring in a celebrity
So
or
when I tag you,
personality
maybe
or
you are the one
something.
that has a wig company. You're selling a wig, and I bought wig from you, and I didn't like it. So I will tag you,
So
and
you
then
understand.
everybody that is having that conversation will now jump on you and bully you on social media. And when they're done bullying you, you will become the enemy
So when
of
you come
everybody.
to me, I will tell you, I read my content now.
Do you
So,
understand
but
the
what
idea?
was my intention?
I wanted attention, so she wanted
At
attention.
the expense of who? That's
So
what I'm talking about.
when
At the
you
expense
rant on
of who?
social media, you're making money, but at the expense.
But then
Of
do
someone.
it intelligently.
You see, ranting itself, it's it doesn't.
That's
it's,
true.
It's negative
Yes.
because it will always bounce back to someone,
Very true.
and at the end of the day, you are disorganizing someone. At the end of the day, you are destabilizing someone. For me, it is not. There's some things I cannot just. I'm sorry.
It's
my
part of the making money.
That's my personal opinion.
So do you
There's
then
some things
agree?
I just cannot process.
Do you then agree that ranting on social media is one of the internet ways we get to make money at all costs?
So do we have to make money at all costs, no matter whose else is God?
No matter
And you know,
who
that's
else
it,
is
and that is
God,
what-
for some people.
And now
That's-
it's not
that's
a
what I'm
youth
saying.
thing. It's not a youth
That's
thing.
what I'm
for
saying,
everyone
and that's
now.
why we're talking about trying to sanitize the social media, because someone out there could be suicidal.
So how do you
because you are
sanitize?
making money?
But wait, how
But
do
the
you
person
sanitize?
suicidal here is not a celebrity. It's not a big personality.
Look, a
Watch all
human
the
being is a
stories
human
of
being.
suicide.
No, excuse me.
Watch all the
Can you
suicide
Can you
stories.
imagine? You see, what I'm
Somebody
saying
who
is
is
that-
rich will not come and say, I want to die. Oúnjẹ wo lọ́wọ́ kò fẹ́ kú.
Do not say that.
Oh.
Being
I
suicidal.
know what I'm saying.
My
See all
darling.
the celebrities
No, you
where
are
they
still-
come and say
no,
stuff
no.
like this.
You are
Blah,
still-
blah, blah. Hey, there is a particular story
Oh,
on
you are
online
still
now.
talking-
And if I kill myself, running just to make name and all.
Do not say so.
We know what
Do
goes
not say
down.
so.
So on
Do
social
not say
media,
so.
this is what influencers do. They so much trivialize everything that has to do with
And don't be
people's
surprised.
emotions and all
They
of
go
those
back.
things.
Who-
They go back
who
to
says-
the personalities
who
or the
says-
celebrities
who
involved.
says
This is my name.
a
Blah, blah,
rich
blah.
man does
You know,
not
I'm
have-
sorry, I didn't create that content. That's
Who says a rich man does not have depression?
no, I know.
But not as a
I
result
know.
of social media
Not
bullying.
as social media. Care.
You say
it's the least
You
on-
say you told me say maybe because I mingle with them. To an extent, I know their personal lives. Forget facade. Forget the fact that I come on TV and I smile and I do cry. I do have my moments.
I cry too.
And it happens. I'm not talking,
But thank God.
when I'm not talking as myself as a person. All those people you see,
I don't get it.
They have their
There's this
moments.
You know, you said
callousness.
you are looking at it from the sophisticated.
See, there is this callousness that comes with being a social media influencer in some
Yeah,
cases.
you just throw,
There's
you just
this
throw
callousness that
everything
comes
to the
with
wind.
it. And people really do not care how the other people feel. It's just,
But I'm
just
surprised.
comes
But the
with
way
it.
Miriam is just talking, that's the way it is. I'm telling you, that's the way they
Because
read
I have
it. That's
to-
the way,
I have to-
that's the way
I
they
have
say
to-
it. Honestly,
They don't care.
that's the way they say it.
I just have to say it
They
from
say,
the
ah,
youth.
Olowo,
Let me say
Olowo, ko,
youth.
Olowo, youth.
Olowo,
No, I'm just trying to
Olowo
know.
road.
People watching
Kilo
us.
fe road, there's money.
There's a particular woman on social media who rants a lot about other people's
Don't
business.
mention her name.
I won't mention her name. She's always bumping into people's
And
business.
she's always making money.
Talking about people. And then I discovered that when she stopped making a whole lot of money, she made a joke out of herself to make money. Now, this is something that for a long time I kept thinking, what do these people gain? Then I discovered something yesterday, and I was saying it to a couple of friends last night at a meeting. I said to them, the people in the United Kingdom, I'm particular now about Nigerians who are in the United Kingdom, they are the biggest creator of fake news and conspiracy about Nigeria and Nigerians.
Not
Yes.
just in the United Kingdom, in diaspora generally.
It's so bad that the people.
Diaspora.
It's so bad that the people in UK and Europe are Nigerians now. I'm talking about Nigerians there.
Nigerians,
they are
look,
the biggest
not
set
just-
of people.
not
One of
just
them sent
Europe.
me a message a couple of days ago. I think it was on Monday morning. One of them sent me a message and sent me these videos of protests they had done like 3-4 years ago. And was telling me to discuss it on my show. And I looked at it and said, this protest took place a really long time ago. Why would you want to resuscitate it? I discovered that a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians who are in the UK, maybe because, or in Europe, maybe because they are not used to comfort, and suddenly have gotten the comfort. Food is subsidized. They can get money easily. They can make some cheap cash here and there. They now discover that the tiny ones that people have in Nigeria, they will create conspiracy, they will create enmity for you online, and then they will make money from the other person just to be, and they are usurping people's energy. They are taking advantage of people on a daily basis.
That's the word.
And they're living
Taking
pretty,
advantage.
living comfortably in the corners of their bedrooms over there, having fun. And then we Nigerians, gullible people, we're smart, but we can be so gullible when it comes to social
Very,
media.
very.
We jump on
Very,
it, we
very.
help them to bully the person they are bullying.
Honestly, you told me saying I was with a friend some weeks ago, and she had an international call, and the call went on for, these people, they can talk now when they want to talk, when they are not at work, for almost an hour. And by the time my friend went off the line, she was almost convinced about, in fact she was apparently convinced about what
They were talking about.
our caller was talking about, and was telling me, don't you think we should also consider the blah 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 blah. I said, look, you better don't allow somebody that is sitting in America come and tell you what is happening in Nigeria. It is me that, before somebody will tell me, let him pack his bag and baggages,
Come and live
come
amongst us.
and live here.
Come and live here.
ó
Oh.
dàbẹ́ ló ṣe lọ gbé lọ.
Come and live here.
You
Oh.
see-
Let us suffer together.
You cannot be there and tell me what's happening
but
here.
really, people are so gullible. Nigerians flow along with it. You know what? They just drop one idea, they throw it to you people, and then they interview themselves. They interview themselves on those live videos they do. Interview themselves, then they spread it, and then we Nigerians will now jump on it. They cut the video sent to us, we spread it on our WhatsApp pages. We kill ourselves more with
Honestly,
conspiracy theories
let's
that were
not-
concocted in the corners of people's bedroom overseas than to listen and watch and open our eyes and hear and learn.
Honestly,
in
let's
Nigeria.
not just deviate. We should, ranting itself, it's just negative.
It's just negative. It really is just negative. So
But the
influencers,
truth-
No, but
Yes,
I
that's-
understand
that's-
where Miriam is coming
Yeah,
from.
it's
She's coming
business for
from.
them.
No,
I just have to say
It's
She's
business
coming
for
from
them.
the
They're
youthful
callous.
angle, and that's the way they think. That's the
it's
way.
not even the youthful angle.
It's not the youthful
The woman
angle
I was
this
talking
time
about,
around.
is she a youth? She's
she's
almost in her
not.
60s.
She's apparently not.
The next one,
Over
the next
60.
one with the A and the E, starting with A and E, that one too is not a youth. If you see the live videos they do, majority of those live videos, people who do this speaking ranting, they are not youths.
They're not.
They are people who have gotten money and
they are-
have
in
gotten
fact, they are really
comfort.
And
making money from
me,
YouTube.
I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised with the fact that you just don't care. No, we just don't
They
care.
ruin
You don't
people's
care.
lives.
You don't care about someone else's sanity. You don't care about someone
Steal their
else's.
sanity, steal their peace of mind, steal their joy. And that's why it's important for us to watch what we do on social media.
Yes,
and
very
how much of
important.
information about
We
ourselves we put out on social media.
In fact,
You
some
know-
somebody
people-
can take advantage
You
of
know what I
that.
do on my timelines, on my page, and once I scroll through and I see you have put a kind of comment that
Is inappropriate.
I just delete for you. Me, I don't even talk.
I don't delete for you alone. I block you.
I just delete for you.
No. Sincerely, I block you.
Honestly, and probably on my friend's page or whatever, once in a while you want to pass some comments and all that, and you see somebody coming to reply to your comments and trying to bring up a controversy, I just walk
You
past.
ignore. Oh, wakapas. That's a good one. That's a good way to deal with people who rant on social media.
I just waka pass.
Learn to wakapas. Learn to ignore. Learn not to talk about it. Coming up next on the Bumper Breakfast, why do men keep silent when abused? This one will be hotter than fire. Give me some water. Get your water ready. It's going to be very hot. I have the duo of Wemimo Adebi and Alhaji Razak Olukoba on set with me this morning. It will be very hot. Don't miss it.
Peppermint soft, babies are comfy. Peppermint's dry, babies don't cry. It's economic, that's fantastic. Peppermint's friendlier, babies are happier. Peppermint's elastic, babies feel fantastic. And did I ever tell you about its price? It's economic and that's really nice. Good price, more smiles. Peppermint's more smiles. Good price, more smiles.
Dermatologically tested Bevan Baby Diapers makes babies happy with elastic side bands, breathable external layers, barrier to help prevent leakage, and makes families happy with its affordable price.
Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. Of course, we are here and we have the door of Alhaji Razak Olukoba and Wemimo Adebi. Wemimo, you're looking so pretty this morning.
Oh yeah.
I love your braids.
Thank you.
I really don't see you on colored hair. I thought that was my thing.
We evolve every day.
Oh, so you have become like me. We're evolving this morning. Okay, let's talk about it. And this morning we're having this conversation about men, and it's very important to have my personal ego, Alhaji Razak Olukoba.
Thank you very much for having me.
My Egbo, when did you start wearing face cap too on native?
We are evolving.
You too, you have evolved. Oh my god, we are evolving too. Everybody is evolving. All right, yes, so we're talking
Now I have
about
old and young women at home.
you have old women
And young
and
women.
young women.
There are days I wear clothes that suits
The
my
old.
older wives, and there are days I wear clothes that suits my younger,
The younger
wives.
wives.
Just to strike a balance.
That is like a balance.
So
yes.
both of them are meant to have
Yes.
a say in
So
the
there's
way you look.
no wife number 2, number 3 in my house. There's junior and senior wife.
Okay,
And
just
there's no
junior.
number is degrading.
Okay,
Very
so
degrading. Number 1, number 2 is very degrading.
okay,
Wife is wife
so senior wife,
and junior wife.
junior wife.
It's
So
more-
there is no senior wife 1, senior wife 2, junior wife 1.
Yes.
That's the way it is. So junior wife.
I've obeyed the Quran. The biblical thing is what I'm pursuing now. Joshua chapter 4 verse 1 that say a man shall marry 7 wives. That's what I'm pursuing now. I got 4 already. So
You have 3 more to go.
I have 3 more to go. Yeah. 3
Awesome.
more to go.
You have
You
the
are
resources.
evolving.
It's evolving. Yes.
It's not the result. It's not about resources.
Evolving, you are
People don't know
evolving.
what polygamy entails.
Oh, it has nothing to do with resources,
It's not,
right?
it's not to 1, maybe a big problem. 2, become an investor. 3, industrialist. 4, you'll be eating from the fruit of your labor.
5,
5, you are working shoulder to shoulder with Dangote.
6, you are
6,
yeah.
you are not likely to die young.
7,
7, we are still trying to conjure
Yeah, now-
the appropriate phrase
Okay.
for it.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Amazing. So right now you're at the level of an industrialist.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah.
sitting shoulder to shoulder with Dangote. Fine.
Oh, you're sitting your fine.
Awesome.
Yes, yes,
You're sitting shoulder to shoulder with them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You
So
must be responsible. I'm the president of the polygamous movement of Nigeria.
Okay.
And the whole thing about polygamy is responsibility. All the young girls in town today, is you guys that are not agreeing with each other, that left to men. And once you have one, you run away from it. Men should be responsible. We use that nomenclature to cheat women. Oh no, my wife, there's someone's daughter. You can't marry that. That's why I have advocacy. A man with one woman and respect his wife, stick to your wife. The moment you start looking at other wife, you must also go after. And that's what is responsible for the vices in town today. There are men who can never and must never have more than one wife by their nature. It's a genetic thing. Yeah, people who have that gene should not venture into it. Stick to your wife. Your wife is loving. Your wife is caring. So don't traumatize yourself. Don't traumatize your wife. Stick to your wife. But there are people who are also genetically
Polygamous.
programmed to have more than
Programmed.
one. Genetically programmed to have more than one wife. If you recognize that, you must be responsible. You must take care of your children. Don't leave society. When it comes to taking responsibility, leave it to society. Why must you bear children if you don't want to take care of it? The juvenile delinquencies we are suffering most in the world today is as a result of single parents. So, and it starts from men. And men, smarter men, we are smarter than, and I don't want to hurt my wife. It's a lie. We are just here to deceive you. But I will have his own portion now. There will be that dignified scarcity of women. When one is the scarcity of women, you don't have. There will be that degree, and that's our pursuit. That women should be respected. You should not turn women to toys where you marry, you have children and run away from. Why did you go and marry if you know you can't marry her? And that's advocacy. They are children, they are daughters of somebody, they are children of somebody. So,
when you now have these men, because I need to go to this conversation fully. When you now have these women in your house, don't they abuse you?
Abuse how? How? Abuse how? One woman will abuse. One woman abuse his husband.
Women, please define abuse for.
Okay, abuse. Okay, I got what you are saying.
Domestic
Abuse.
Violence.
You see?
Don't they give you headache?
Let me tell you one thing. There are several keys to a woman's heart. Money is the master key. All other are spare key. All other are spare key.
fantastic.
Once you are able to.
Do you get?
Once you are
Money is the master key.
Other keys are spare key.
But sir, we have people who really have this money, okay, but they are still not.
They need orientation.
You know when
They
we
need
talk,
orientation.
You know
It's
when we
not
talk
buying
about
gifts.
abuse, okay?
It's not buying a gift, buying car, buying. That's why I say investment. Investment in the sense that you bring out the quality, the good things, the potential in a woman, and you encourage her to develop it. Little will you be abused. But when you kill even if you have one wife, if you kill the potential of your woman, you are likely to abuse each other. It's either you abuse you or you abuse him. So if you recognize potential of every woman, allow my woman to develop that. There are women who don't have flair. So one of them doesn't have flair for traveling abroad. You like to go to Shagamu, you like to go to Deremo, you like to go to Ijebu-Ode, you like to go about to see nature. Don't impose foreign trip on her. It is you want to reprogram her. And that's what kills us in this part of the world as African people. There's no country that can prosper with a borrow culture. The only continent that attempting to do that is Africa. And that's how this crisis, because you are discussing about social media issue. You are imposing other people's culture on us. Africa has the richest culture in the world. We are the first slave owners. You have enslaved the white before they are. If you see a white man getting scared when he sees a black man, it's a genetic fear. Because you have enslaved the father and the great-great-grandfather. So it has become a genetic fear for them. When you see a black man, you must be afraid of him. It's not a slavish mentality. Go and read the literatures. Sheikh Anta Diop, Ali Masri, Chancellor Williams manuscript, even the father of European history, Herodotus. Go and read this literature. The intellectuals of Africa have been placed under siege. They refuse to start our history from where we actually started civilization. Start from a point when they imposed their culture on us.
And we started collecting mirrors and giving
that's why
human
we are
beings. Let's go to this conversation. Wemi, men keep silent when they are abused. And I was having a conversation with a friend just a couple of minutes ago, and he said, they can never say it. Why would we, Rape, okay. I will not say that I was, no. It's against our culture. It's against the man thing inside of me. It diminishes my ego. Why, really, professionally, do men keep quiet when abused?
Okay, I would like to start by saying we need to understand the meaning of the word abuse, because a lot of people do not understand it. Okay, I'll say abuse is simply power imbalance. Okay, let's just leave it at that. Power imbalance. Okay, somebody has emotional power, using it against the other. Somebody has financial power, using it against the other. Someone has physical power, using it against the other. Someone has economic, someone has spiritual power, using it against the other. So once it's not balanced, then abuse will set in. And usually men, all right, are now becoming more susceptible to abuse. The
Why is
reason
that?
is because men, there is a stereotype belief, okay, that that the society has put on men. Okay, masculinity, be a man. Be a man means take the nonsense, all right? Take the shit. Let me use that word. So
Swallow it.
Swallow it. So men have grown into swallowing it. But if you ask men, most men really, they are not enjoying it. So whatever it is that subjects you to pain, ache, shame, okay, dissatisfaction that diminishes you, that victimizes you, is abuse. All right, so a lot of men are going through this, and most of the perpetrators in the lives of these men are now women. The women in their lives, they be girlfriends, partners, spouses, you have even their own children.
Even their sisters.
Their sisters. So we need to start to help the male gender to see that, number one, you are first of all a human being before we categorize you under a gender or whatever, and then before we start to see you as macho. All right. And there's also the place of men do not believe they have help, that they could cry out and receive help, because it's natural for a woman to say, this is what somebody is doing to me, and it's natural. Women